Alrighty, you're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on City TV. It's time for Consumer Tech.
Yes, it is. And today we're dealing with an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Using public Wi-Fi and staying safe while doing so. And to talk us through this, we'd like to welcome the head of new media at City FM City TV, Mr. Eddie Poku.
The boss man.
The boss man himself.
The
Mr.
rich
Otto
man.
Show.
Yeah.
Our tech guru for the morning.
Yeah.
Welcome, Eddie.
Thank you. Feels great to be here.
Good.
Talking about one of the things that I like to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's jump into it.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a false sense of security when you're using public Wi-Fi. You're excited that it's maybe free. You know, you log on and you start doing anything and everything.
Everybody likes free.
We all like free, Charlie. You know, so you want to get all of your business done whilst you've got a connection.
Yeah.
So what's the danger?
There are a lot of dangers. Okay. On the thing is that on a free Wi-Fi, what the Wi-Fi technology itself is designed such that, I mean, if you are using your Wi-Fi here, somebody has their Wi-Fi next door, you are all using the same spectrum. Right. Okay. So there are so many software that are publicly available and are free that can be used to access your phone. So if the Wi-Fi network itself is not protected with a password, with encryption, there are a whole lot of dangers. Number one is theft of your personal information. So information that you don't want to share with the public. I mean, it's not necessarily bad information, but you just don't want to share it. Okay. Your financial information, credit card numbers, your account details, your purchases, and all those things. You don't want to share them. You have other things that you don't want people, like your business information. You are chatting with somebody on Zoom, etc. You don't want people to be privy to that discussion. Okay. So all those things are at risk. So theft of information. Then we have what we call man in the middle.
Okay, what's that?
So with man in the middle, what happens, because it's a public network, everybody connects to it.
Right.
Okay. So somebody can just come, maybe let's say a cafe, your favorite cafe, come pitch tent, okay, in a corner, and what he will do is that he knows, he already has done his research, and he knows what you normally come to sit there to do. So he will come, and what he does is to make a copy of that website that you work with. Okay. So he will transpose, as it were, that particular website. So you think you are looking at the legitimate website, but what you are actually dealing with is a copy of the original. So whatever traffic that is passing through, it goes through him. So if you are dialing your username, for example, he will see your username, he will see your password. Then after that, he can use it for other things. Even the simplest one is what we refer to as phishing. Okay. Now, if people want to send spam, they need valid email addresses. Okay. So how do they get those email addresses? Sometimes you wonder, how did these people get my email address and they are sending me these things? Okay. So as you join that particular network and you are typing your email address, it just records it and adds it to a database. And after that, within minutes, yes. And the other thing is that cookies. Okay, what we call cookies are small software on your computer that keep track of the things that you do often, so that it doesn't have to always go to the net to fetch that information for you. So that information also, if somebody gets any of those cookie files, they can they get an idea of the things that you are interested in, and they can send you spam. Then from there, we can talk about distribution of malware. When we're talking about malware, a lot of times people just talk about viruses, but virus is just one type of malware. So we have viruses, we have Trojan horses, we have worms, we have ransomware, which in recent times has been one of the big causes of losses to companies. Okay, your very, very critical business information is, encrypted by a third party. Okay, and they will ask for money in exchange to unlock that information for you.
That's serious.
Yes, that is very, very serious. So that's ransomware. And we have adware, which usually is not that harmful, but annoying. Okay, so every time you have things popping up on your computer, it's eating the resources of your computer and slowing it down. You don't want any of those things. So,
so what are worms and Trojan horses? Okay,
so a worm is a kind of malware that spreads through a network. Okay, so we are describing it based on how it spreads.
Yeah.
But what we call the payload is what actually the particular worm is designed to do. So that is different. So when you say a Trojan horse, so with a Trojan horse, it can be a software that you play, like a game.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a game you play.
Right.
You downloaded it free of charge. You're really engrossed in that game. You enjoy it. But when you are not playing that game, it is collecting information of maybe your browsing habits.
So it's like a red herring, a distraction to what's really going
That's
on.
That's why we call it Trojan horse.
Yes. Designed at something you like, but actually it's doing something else.
Or you just see a file just sitting there. You know, it's like it's not doing anything. So I mean, let me just do my work. It's one of those things on my computer. But it's actually doing something in the background, you know. So those are Trojan horses. So yes, very. So people can use that. So once you join the network, other people on the network can just be giving you these things free of charge. And sometimes people intentionally set up free networks just to share. You know, so because they'll use it to collect information, they'll sell that information or use that information to push their business or whatever, and it is not a good thing. Then we can also talk about the dangers of people planting other things in your computer that can actually destroy the computer. Yes, the computer hardware is controlled by software. Okay, so if I am able to get a software in there that can make the computer do something that is not designed to do, I can actually get it to just destroy itself. So there are a lot of things
can be done over the Wi-Fi.
Yes, it can be done over the Wi-Fi. And the interesting thing is that it can be done with software that is publicly available and free, totally free. In fact, right now I can just create a hotspot and ask you to connect your phone to it. And I can see certain aspects of your phone. And based on what is available, the services are running on your phone right now, I can choose a couple of software and use it to launch an attack on your phone.
My phone.
Yes.
Wow.
A lot of times when we talk about hacking, people see it as something complicated. You need to know some coding and all those things. And a lot of times that is not it. Some people just observe you, see the way you go about using your computer and your devices. Then based on that, they can just do just a simple thing and they can get you. Yes.
So not everything free is good.
Exactly.
A lot of times,
need to be careful of the free stuff.
A lot of times free things can
there's no free lunch anywhere.
There's nothing that's absolutely free. And we should be careful in public as well. So what are some signs, maybe you're using, like you said, Wi-Fi or a public open network, what are things you should look out for to tell you that this might not be going on?
The thing is that you should be very familiar with the services that you use when you are online. Okay. So for example, if you buy credit on MTN's web portal, you should be so familiar with it that if, let's say, a font is misplaced, straight away your antennas
you should
get
be able
raised.
to pick them.
Okay. Anything, I mean, email address. All right. Just look at the email address. The other day I got a mail from supposed mail from Fidelity Bank. You know, I just looked at the email address and I said, this can't be Fidelity Bank. So I took a screen grab of it and sent it to their WhatsApp support line, you know, straight away, because I'm familiar with it. So you have to be familiar with the services that you use, so much that if anything falls out of place, you can you can make them out. That is number one. Number two, you only have to use public Wi-Fis when it is very necessary. And whilst you are on there, don't do anything that is got to do with sensitive information. Any information that is very critical, don't share. Never share any passwords, never share usernames, never share account numbers, and things like that with anybody on when you are connected to a private
like Wi-Fi.
Sometimes some of these networks have logins. So you go to a cafe and it's publicly displayed there. That gives it maybe an extra level of protection, but it is still not the utmost. Best case, just use any device that has access of that you control. To build a hotspot. Then from there you can do
go about your business.
Yes. Then we can also talk about a VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network. Now it's a setup, and usually you have them either freely available or you can buy
Okay.
Then what happens is that you activate it on your device. Now, it gives you an extra layer between you and the resources that you access on the World Wide Web. Okay. So that any critical information that is passed through, you are shielded from. So your personal information will not go across. Okay. And if you want to enjoy it, you have to download it, you have to activate it on your device, phones, tablets, your computer. Even you can even activate it on your router at home, okay, so that all the traffic is protected. Yeah. Okay. Then we can also talk about firewalls.
Yeah.
Firewalls. A lot of times, sometimes you want to do things on your computer and the firewall is preventing you from doing it. So you actually turn it off. And I mean, if you turn it off deliberately, make sure you deliberately turn it back on.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very, very important. Now, what is a firewall? Okay. If you have done Boy Scouts or Girl Guides, you know what firewall is. When you go camping, you set in the night, you set fire around you so that the wild animals don't attack. So that idea is what is. So the firewall serves as a guard that scrutinizes any traffic that is coming in or out of your computer.
Device,
So you make sure that if you have it, number one, it's updated, because every day new things are coming out.
That's the thing. How do you keep up?
Yeah,
you know?
and new things are coming out. I mean, the providers of the hardware and the software do very well because they want to maintain a certain reputation. They do well to release updates. So you always have to make sure you are very, very, very on top of your updates. Then you make sure it's always activated. Then you get all the benefits.
Cool. So once you activate the firewall, it blocks every other thing?
It can block particular things that you want to block.
Right.
Okay.
Then apart from that, also, it scrutinizes all the traffic.
So you get notifications as to whatever is coming in.
Very good, very good. And you can set different priorities, different settings for if it's a public network, if it's a home network, if an office network, you can set different parameters for it. So it works well. The last and final one is that you as an individual, you always have to have your antennas up.
You need to be sharp.
You have to be alert always, to the extent of being paranoid. Okay, because sometimes, oh, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
A lot, actually.
I know. You don't even think about it because you're so busy just performing with this task, sending these emails, visiting these web. It doesn't really occur to you that somebody could be trying to get your sensitive information to use it.
People are always watching.
Yes,
people are always watching.
Okay, so we'll also be careful. Great stuff.
Right.
Eddie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This has been very informative. Eddie Poku, he's the head of new media at here at CCTV City FM. Just talking to us about using public Wi-Fi and why you should be careful, things you should look out for.
Staying safe while on the public Wi-Fi.